Good news and bad news today as President Bush assured us the economy is growing, the fundamentals are sound, and the system's fine. Our number 3 story tonight, the bad news, actual people are in economic trouble, battling the credit crisis, gas prices, inflation, etc. Mr. Bush today reiterated that bank deposits are insured by the federal government for up to $100,000, a fact already so familiar to anyone with a savings account that Mr. Bush's reliance on it proved a little unsettling, especially on the heels of Friday's bank failure, the second largest since the Depression, and right after the government stepped in Sunday to save the 2 giant mortgage lenders with infusions of cash and other measures.
The purpose was to send a clear signal that, 1, we understand how important these institutions are to the mortgage markets, and 2, to kind of calm nerves.
While it's reassuring to hear that the president understands the importance of 2 lenders who represent half the nation's mortgages, he also said his goal was to calm nerves. Here's yesterday's headline from the Financial Times reporting that smaller banks took a beating because no one knows whether Mr. Bush considers them sufficiently important to save too. Mr. Bush was asked whether he would bail out GM, for instance, because of its importance to the system.
If you're talking about bailing out, if your question is should the government bail out private enterprise, the answer is no, it shouldn't. And by the way, the decisions on Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, I hear some say bailout. I don't think it's a bailout. The shareholders still own the company. That's why I said we want this to continue to be a shareholder-owned company.
But in fact, Mr. Bush pledged that the government will step in and buy shares if necessary. And since March, the government has been using taxpayer funds to give investment banks the same low-interest loans banks get, at a rate recently of more than $1 billion a day, and at its peak, almost $40 billion a day. Of course, only the big boys essential to the system enjoy such government largesse. Here's Mr. Bush talking about gas prices and whether the government should use taxpayer money to help, well, taxpayers, or let them fend for themselves.
I've got faith in the American people. And, as much as I, regret that the gasoline prices are high, and they are, I also understand that people are going to make adjustments to meet their own needs. And I suspect you'll see, in the whole, Americans using less gasoline. I bet that's going to happen.
Actually, it already has happened. We're using 500,000 barrels a day less this year than last year. An inconvenient truth for Mr. Bush's argument that gas prices are purely a function of supply and demand. Even oil company executives have testified that the relationship between price and supply and demand has been severed, a fact even Republicans blame on deregulation that lets speculators drive the market. So what about the speculators?
I think you can't help but notice there's, some volatility in price in the marketplace, which obviously there's some people, in the, buying and selling on a daily basis. On the other hand, the fundamentals are what's really driving the long-term price of oil. And that is, demand for oil has increased, and supply has not kept up with it. And so part of our strategy in our country has got to be to say, okay, here are some, suspected reserves, and that we ought to go after them in an environmentally friendly way.
Except the gas won't be for just our country. It'll go on the world market, where it will barely make a dent in supply or price. And if you didn't notice, Mr. Bush acknowledged the impact of speculators. He did not deny their effect on short-term prices, and then he proposed doing nothing about it. Does he have an immediate fix?
There is no immediate fix. This took us a while to get in this problem. There is no short-term solution. I think it was in the Rose Garden where I issued this brilliant statement. If I had a magic wand, but the president doesn't have a magic wand. You just can't say, low gas.
Low gas. There, I just said it. And during his 2000 campaign, Mr. Bush himself claimed the president should be able to say, low gas. Quote, the President of the United States must jawbone OPEC members to lower the price. If the President does his job, the President will earn capital in the Middle East, and the President should have good standing with those nations. Whoops. But don't fear, Mr. Bush did have one short-term idea.
There's some easy steps people can take. If they're not in their home, they don't keep their air conditioning running. There's a lot of things people can do.
There you have it, folks. The Bush Energy Plan. Literally, hot air.